I think what the British Prime Minister, asked for was consistency and sort of less surprises. We both had difficult times over the last few years. From the UK side, obviously change of prime ministers, I mean, kind of 4 or 5 in just a quite brief period of time, all very different ideas about China. We've gone from the golden age, 2015, to, kind of the end of that. The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, said that was formally over, I think, in 2023. So this is really kind of more about pragmatic engagement. And I guess what brings the sides together is, first of all, both countries, the economies are going through some challenges, and it's going to be important for them working out what they mean to each other. But as your report just alluded to, environment, AI, these are common issues which we broadly agree on. So that gives us a basis to talk, even if there are areas where we, of course, often disagree.
Well, what do these two countries mean to each other? I mean, what would an improved China-UK relationship look like?
I think for the UK, it's really that we don't have a massive amount of investment from China. I think that's the first issue. And for the UK into China, we don't have a free trade agreement. Obviously, we don't really have a framework for engaging with the 400, 500 million middle class city living. Maybe they would use British services, finance, things like this. We've got limited avenues into the Chinese services economy. And I think that's obviously what companies in Britain, some of them well established in China, like HSBC, others with less of a track record there, really want to try and exploit and kind of build up. In terms of trade, China is now our biggest, one of our biggest trading partners. I think it's 4th or 5th largest. However, it's still not a massive relationship. And, there are many things where British exporters want to send their technology, their goods to China. And finally, China is really a technology superpower now. I mean, its universities are doing really well. It's creating a lot of new innovative research, having a better relationship where we can participate in that. We can co-research. This is all, very practical, very things that should be happening.
The UK centre-right newspapers are this morning briefing on what they described as the dangers of getting into bed with China for the new Labour government. This is, they would say, a high-risk and controversial strategy for Keir Starmer. Is it?
I mean, I think that's... Britain knows China well. We've got a long history with each other. We are a very risk-aware country, so I think we have relations with many different partners. We can deal with that diversity, and we have a lot of knowledge about China, and China has a lot of knowledge about us. There are 200,000 Chinese students at British universities. I mean, we have an understanding. I think we're clear-sighted. We know what we want, and this government, it knows its priority is economics. It knows its priority is trying to do something about Britain's productivity issues. The world's second biggest economy, China, must play a role in that. Either we say, yes, we want China to play a role, or we say, no, we'll be able to deal with our economic problems ourselves. Either way, you have to make a decision. This government has made a pragmatic decision. I don't think it's naive. I think it's the only decision really that makes sense. And I hope that it is able to develop a rational, consistent approach to China which balances problems with opportunities.